Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all my listeners. My name is Anisimov. I study on the bachelor program Fundamental and Computational Linguistics in Moscow in the High School of Economics. And now I would like to tell about my research, why single words can be evaluated as funny and what factors can influence on this decision about their comic effect. So humor is a complicated concept. It is usually explained with the incongruity theory. So every wordplay and verbal humor are based on the violations of some rules of the language, explicit or implicit. But the problem with the application of this theory is that we should consider a giant number of variables. That's why Chris Westbury, the Canadian psychologist, and his colleagues decided to choose in their research variables, not variables, the linguistic entities which have as less variables as possible. So they are non-words and words, single non-words and single words. So the aim was to build a model which can estimate the comic effect and predict the comic effects of a single word or non-word. Factors which they find are the following. If the non-words or a word contains root-alluding substrings, it is something related to the cultural taboo, like sex, insults, or some bodily functions. It is also about the words or non-words which consists of less frequent letters. It's about the word frequency itself, and it's about some semantic features like pertaining to one or more of the groups, insult, sex, body, animal, or non-sexual bodily functions. So to summarize, we can distinguish the following types of the factors. They can be semantics related, something connected with taboo and or positive emotions. They can relate only to the form, so it's about the representation in letters or about the phonemes. Or they can be discourse related, it's about the frequency. So the target of our research was to use experimental and statistical methods to find the factors of the meaning and the form which make Russian words funny for the Russian speakers. The researches made by Westbury and his team were based only on the English, only on English words, and only English native speakers took part in their surveys. So first, we just ask people to name 3 words which they consider funny. Then we calculated these words and deleted completed nonsense. So we got a list from about 6,000 words, and we use 40 the most frequent answers from them in our experiments. I would like to tell about 2 of our experiments. The first was semantic differential. So we wanted to find out if these 40 words are actually funny. We used 40 words from our list, and we use fillers from the dictionary from the same semantic categories. You can look at all the stimuli and all the fillers with the QR codes on the slide. So we asked people to read or to listen to the word string and to decide how funny is this word, how clear, how understandable is it, and how often do you use it. We also wanted to know if the representation matters, so we used so we made a written experiment, and we made 2 experiments, 2 variants with the recordings, with the male voice and with the female voice. So there are three of our variables. It's clarity, subjective frequency, and estimated funniness. And we see that fillers are tended to be estimated as very clear and quite frequent, but the stimuli were not, and the stimuli were estimated as significantly more funny than the fillers. So we wanted to know about the correlations among the stimuli. We used Spearman's law to find out if there is a correlation between the estimated funniness of the word and its frequency and its clarity. So all the correlations are significant. We found out that the word tended to be evaluated as more funny if it is less frequent and less clear. The next experiment was the best worst. We showed to a person 10 pages with 4 words on each, and we asked to choose the funniest among the 4 words and the least funny. So we compared the results of this experiment with the results of the previous. So we made these 2 ratings from the best words and from the semantic differential. They're shown here from the least funny to the funniest. And for example, we took the word from 1 rating, Pipiduster found its position in another rating, and calculated the difference in these 2 ratings. And if we suppose that all the words in 2 ratings are randomly distributed, then the average distance would have been 20, just 20. But in this case, we got 6.2. We are not sure what statistic method should be applied here, but we have just inner feeling that this result is significant, and also we will be very grateful if you help us and tell what method to verify the significance we can use here. Other differences were found between the lexemes from the dictionary. So we used these lexemes as general words, and we used the list of about 600 funny words from the survey. So we found that a lot of our words pertain to the following semantic groups. You can find them on the slides, and the same result was about the English. Westbury and his colleagues found the similar categories like insult, like sex, and like something connected to positive emotions. And another interesting result was the diminutive suffixes. They are more frequent in Russian and than in English, and they were really frequent in our list of 600 funny words. Some suffixes were not suffixes but pseudo-suffixes because they were a part of the root which looked like a suffix, but the root can be used without this part. The similar result was in English with the suffixes which were historically diminutive. For example, in the word pedal, L was a diminutive suffix which had the meaning to make small raw motions, and it is the closest thing in English which can be compared with the results which we get in Russian. So another thing is connected with the form. Russian funny words contain less frequent letters, and this is the same result as the English words. And another result which was different from the English, we found a lot of CVCV or CVC patterns in the Russian words. For example, like in word imbibice, BB, we found that these repetitions occur in the significant amounts of the funny words of that big list. So now I would like to summarize all that I've said. We can quite precisely distinguish which factors make which factors distinguish the funny word and the word which is completely not funny. But it is harder to find which factors are more important. For example, if we want to rate only the funny words among themselves, there are still a lot of variables. And we would like to continue our research to find which variables, which factors tend to be more significant in the estimation of the funniness of the word. So thank you that you listened to my presentation. I would be eager to answer your questions in the time slot when it is available. So thank you another time.